This is Tree Spirit, written by David Griffiths, with illustrations by Nicola Turner. At the edge of a wood, all by itself, stood a large, gnarled oak tree. Beside it was an overgrown hawthorn bush. To those who walked to it along the lane close by, and especially to children who played under its broad trunk, the oak tree seemed to have been there forever. The tree stood some way away from the drilled lines of a wood. It looked as if it had been too old or too ugly to fell when its neighbours had been harvested to create open land to plough and plant. Whatever the reason, it was still there, like a signpost. Autumn, full of everything: food, sunshine, showers, rainbows, growing, dancing, scurrying, tumbling. But not quite. For Tree, who had offered a home to every creature that lived and played in its roots and branches, was feeling upset. No, not upset. Angry. Everyone seemed to be snapping and crackling with unpleasantness. Not the little flashes of silliness, like tripping each other up for the fun of it, or leaping out from behind a trunk to make someone jump. No, it was nastiness, not play. You could smell the fear of it. Worms could no longer pull leaves into their holes to make beds of compost because moles were blindly scrabbling after them for breakfast. Tawny Owl was chasing every mouse it saw feeding on the fallen grain from the cornfield.
Cuckoo, cuckoo, and you can go too.
Tree decided the situation was so bad that she called a whistling. Something she hadn't done for over 20 years. Tree's whistle shook her every branch and root. As she unzipped her giant coat of bark, she waited for the assembly to gather.
What are you doing? And why are you being so nasty to each other? Why? Owl? Why? Well, I can't cope with you doing horrible things to each other day and night. Quite honestly, I've had enough. And if you don't change, well, you can find somewhere else to live.
How can you do that?
Do what?
Get rid of us. We're here. You can't. You can do nothing about it.
That's exactly what I mean, Cuckoo. Nastiness. Mind you, coming from you, that's what I'd expect. When you first landed here, I gave you an empty nest to lay your eggs. I taught you how to feed and bring up your own chicks, and you did. But I've watched you recently sneakily eyeing up everyone else's nest and throwing your weight around. Where did that come from?
But I'm a cuckoo.
Exactly. Well, is no one going to say anything? Don't say you haven't been warned. You've asked for it. Where are you, wind? Gather your storm and bring it to me. I'm battered and worn. They've broken me down, won't listen in vain, and I've tried to reason. There's so much pain. Go search for clouds, gather and plunder, flashes of light and crashes of thunder. Puff out your cheeks, open your mouth, rattle and shake me from northwest and south. Empty my branches, trunk, bark and roots, hedgerow and warren, tumble and smoots, so no one can stay in nest, hive or wall. Remove them, scatter them, get rid of them all.
A screaming wind flew around the old oak, thrashing every splinter of wood and leaf. Everything was lifted into the air and hurled to the ground. Tree drew her coat of bark around her. She leaned against herself, lowered her battered tangle of branches and leaves. Then she just sat there, very still.
Thank you, wind.
Just as suddenly as wind had arrived, so it whistled into the far away, promising to return to check that Tree was feeling better. There was a hollow, empty stillness. And that's how it stayed for what felt like a long time. Tree hunched above her moss-covered roots, muttering to herself, going over and over what she had done, and slowly folded lower and lower. Raising her trunk slightly, Tree noticed some movement on the top of the tumble of dry stones. As she lifted herself, Creaking a little, she noticed a wren.
You still alive, then?
Just. Glad to see you are.
Very much so. Alive and hungry. And there's no one around to stop me. Great. I can't thank you enough. Don't know how you did it, but you did.
Tree didn't know how to respond to that. Then she saw a bee hovering in front of the moss-covered smoot at the foot of the wall, where a little nest had remained untouched by the storm.
Bee?
Busy. Very lot to do. Always a lot to do.
But you're alive.
Of course. Just checking things out.
And?
All seems okay. Lot of mess. But the nest, workers, our queen and our honey, all safe.
There were others I wanted to clear out, not you.
Could see it coming ages ago. That's why we built our nest in the wall. You started to sleep a lot, and when you're asleep, you're not watching what everyone's doing. Anyway, if you don't mind, I've got lots of clearing up to do, and some of the workers haven't come home yet.
As quick as you could say buzz, Bee wafted away a mound of leaves and lifted off towards the wood. Tree tried flexing her branches and wriggling her roots, but each time she did so, she heard all kinds of strange cries and groans. It didn't take long for her to realise that there may be creatures who were trapped.
That's the trouble with Storm. Rushes around, causing havoc, but never stays around long enough to clear up his mess. Rushes in, tears everything apart, and gone. Owl?
The same.
You're alive.
No thanks to you.
Didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just wanted to stop the quarrelling. What a mess.
You could say that.
Are you all right?
No, afraid not. Can't move one of my wings properly. Certainly can't fly. Nest all over the place. Don't know how I'm going to sort it.
Oh dear. I'm very sorry.
Too late to say sorry.
At that moment, there was a rustle at the foot of the hawthorn bush, and Mouse scuttled into view. She paused and looked up at the tree.
Oh, oh.
It's okay. You're quite safe.
You sure?
Very sure.
Mouse slowly emerged and leaned nervously against one of the tree's roots and looked up.
Where's Owl?
In here. In a hole in my trunk.
Oh, is he badly hurt?
His wing is so stiff and swollen that he can't sort out his nest. And he can't fly to bring fresh straw and moss to make a new bed to lie on and get some rest. Are you all right?
I am.
Good. Would you be able to collect some straw and stuff to help Owl make his nest?
Not sure about that. Owl's been very nasty to me lately, and how would I get the straw and stuff to him? Up there.
No problem. Hop on that branch that you're leaning on and I'll lift you to his open door. Do you want to try it first?
I'm a bit frightened of heights.
I'll be very careful. Go on. Try it.
Very reluctantly, Mouse turned around, sat astride the branch and clung to a large acorn.
Ready?
Think so.
Okay, let's go. Slowly does it.
With that, Tree slowly and carefully lifted the branch until it was level with Owl's door and stopped.
There. How was that?
Okay, I think.
Well, open your eyes and then you can see where we are.
Mouse blinked and closed her eyes. When she opened them again, she peered into Owl's open door.
What are you doing up here? How can you possibly help me?
I'm not sure I can.
I'm sure you can't. You're not big enough, strong enough, or bright enough to do anything to help me. We have nothing in common. What are you trying to do, Tree? Why have you brought this wimp of a creature to help me? How stupid is that? How can Mouse help when she can't even fly?
How interesting. Neither can you.
I would, if I could, but I can't.
Quite. So would Mouse if she could. So you do have something in common.
And Tree lowered Mouse to the root from where she had been lifted.
There. Not too bad, was it?
Not not too bad. But what now?
Well, I'll get Al to sort out the mess in his hole as best as he can and prepare it for the fresh straw which you can collect from the field. And I'll lift you up as many times as necessary for you to drop it into the hole so that he can make a fresh bed. What do you say to that?
If you say so, if you think that it will help.
It will. Very much.
Right. I'll give it a try.
And with that, Mouse scuttled away towards the field of corn, and Tree turned back to Owl.
There.
There what?
The first part of your problem solved. Just clear up the mess the best you can. And when Mouse returns with fresh straw and moss, you can make a bed and start your recovery. I'll leave you to it.
Tree eased herself into a more comfortable position. She was beginning to feel more relaxed than she had for a while, when a dark, flat-nosed creature exploded from the middle of Tree's roots and landed spread-eagled on the pile of earth that preceded it.
Mole!
Mole's body folded up like a badly tossed pancake and flopped back, quivering.
What?
Exactly. What are you doing, scrabbling around in my roots when you know you're not supposed to?
Had to. Rabbits.
Rabbits what?
Rabbits are stuck. Can't move. Whole burrow has collapsed. Full of earth and stones and broken roots and... Oh dear. Have to go. Must get back.
Mole started to back into the pile of earth and was just about to pull her stubby arms behind her and disappear when Tree lowered a branch at speed and eased its forked twig ends firmly but gently under Mole's armpits. She prevented Mole from descending further. In fact, stopped her from moving at all, apart from her head.
Wait a minute, Mole. Calm down. You can't go back down that hole and scrabble away amongst my roots again. I couldn't cope. Go around the other side to the entrance to Rabbit's burrow and start there.
I haven't got a clue where there is. I can't see there anywhere. Let go of me, Tree. I've got to get to the rabbits.
Not down that hole.
I'll show you. I'll take Mole. You can let her go now.
Tree reluctantly released her grip under Mole's arms. Mole started to struggle and fell back into the pile of earth. Tree grabbed her with the tips of another branch and, together with the first branch, tossed Mole in the direction of the hawthorn. Mole lay dazed for a moment and then started peering around desperately to see where she was.
Follow me.
It's no good, Wren. You fidget around so much. You're all blurred. I must get to the rabbits. They're really upset. Can't you hear them?
We can't hear as well as you, but if you say so, then we believe you. Just follow me.
Can't see you.
Oh, then listen to me. Follow my tweet.
Can't
Can.
fly.
Hang on. I think you're going to have to give Mole some proper signals that she can hear. Like 1 tweet for right, 2 for left, a continuous tweet for straight on, and no tweets for stop. Is that possible?
1 tweet right, 2 left. Lots of tweets keep going and stop. What's stop, Tree?
As Wren practiced the signals, so Mole tried to follow. Before long, they were dancing around each other like a pair of mayflies.
Stop! This is hopeless. I keep bumping into things. I'm not used to being above ground. You're too quick for me, Wren. Oh, what to do?
I know.
No, please, no.
Yes, I'll sit on Mole's shoulders. No tweets, just guide. I'm very small and as light as a feather. There,
There what?
I'm here on your shoulders.
It can't be.
Am
And Wren gently pecked at Mole's tiny ear.
here.
Oh, I felt that. You are here. And you are very light.
Right. Are you going to lie there all day, or are you going to rescue the rabbits?
And Mole started flexing his hands and arms like the paddles of a riverboat.
Got to get to work. Rabbits. Let's do it, Wren.
Right. No. Right. Stop. Yes.
Mole was guided to a spot on the other side of the tree at the foot of the hawthorn bush. Without asking, she began digging in a flurry of earth and disappeared into the ground at such speed that Wren just managed to avoid being dragged into the hole with her. Wren hopped onto a root at the foot of the tree, shook off the earth from his wings, and uttered a sigh.
Thank you, Wren. That was really good. But I'm afraid you'll have to build a new nest.
How do I do that? I've never built one before. You gave me this one when I first came here. What am I supposed to do now?
At this point, there was a movement in the thick of the hawthorn bush, and Blackbird reappeared with her nest around her waist.
That's what I want to know. You did the same for me. Look at the state of this. I haven't a clue what to do, where to do it, when to do it, or how to do it. Cuckoo, and me too.
Cuckoo dropped out of the tree, landing on a molehill. Both Wren and Blackbird jumped on the spot and continued up and down like yo-yos.
Ah.
You said that before.
You did. What does mean?
It means I'm thinking.
I can do that. Cuckoo.
Tree remained as still as a stopped clock. Wren and Blackbird dropped their heads and looked at their feet, hardly daring to breathe. Cuckoo gazed to the sky, pretending to look bored.
Got it?
Such was the tension that Tree's mutter sounded like a gunshot, causing Wren to fall backwards, the remains of Blackbird's nest to drop from her waist to the ground, and Cuckoo to cuckoo continuously. Tree lifted her head, set herself like a vicar in a pulpit, and waited until all the birds lifted their heads and cocked their beaks in her direction.
Tomorrow, at the crack of dawn, you three birds are to meet here, and I will show you how to make a nest. You will need to bring with you as much straw and thin twigs as you can gather.
You mean I've got to build my own nest by myself?
Correct.
I'm not sure about that.
Not sure you'll have a home anywhere near here then.
Dawn? Crack of dawn? Isn't that a bit early?
Dawn at the crack of. Any problems? Might as well tell me now before it gets dark.
No, got a lot to do.
Blackbird seemed to take inspiration from this and rolled the remains of the circle of plaited straw from below her feet into a space at the foot of the hawthorn bush. Cuckoo, still muttering, lifted her wings, flew to the highest point of the tree, settled onto a collar of a branch, and sank into a doze. Gradually, as the swallows and swifts handed over the sky to the bats, a gathering darkness settled around the tree, the field, and the wood beyond. The moon, moving slowly behind them, slid into view. Dawn. Morning light, pale and streaked with the first hints of a rising sun, eased itself gently beneath a smudge of mist. As it rose upwards, Wren was revealed, busily flying back and forth. He was carrying twigs, straw, and moss from a pile amongst the stones to a beautifully woven, ball-like structure in a tangle of branches midway into the side of the hawthorn bush. Above him, Blackbird was also busy, putting the finishing touches to the edges of a bowl-shaped basket of a nest.
There, what do I do next? How do I do the roof?
I've already shown Wren how to do it. That's why he's almost finished.
I thought I had.
Not quite. How are you going to get in and out of it? You need to make an entrance.
How do I do that?
Just pull out a few wisps of straw from the side of the roof until you've made a hole big enough for you to get in and out. Then weave a little circle around it and make sure the edges are strong and won't start to fray with all your comings and goings.
Thank you.
That's a lovely nest. Well done.
So
what?
So what do I do next? How do I make a roof over this base?
I've already done that lesson.
But I wasn't there when you did it.
Quite. You were late. You arrived halfway through the lesson, so I assume you were only half interested in how to build your nest. And That's what you've done. And it's well done. Nice and strong with plenty of room for you and any additions you might have in the future. Half a nest.
Morning, lovely morning.
It is.
Well, I'm here. Let's get started.
We have started. Started and finished.
Cuckoo lifted herself onto a branch close to Tree's face and drew up her shoulders into an aggressive pose.
I didn't know you had a sense of humour.
Well, you do now.
Oh, let's get started. I've got things to do, places to go.
Then you'd better get on with them.
Tree turned to both Wren and Blackbird, who were standing proudly beside their nests.
Good. Now you've both got nests. We're neighbours again. I like that.
She sent a gentle ripple of welcome along her branches towards them, and an aggressive shake in Cuckoo's direction, causing her to retreat once again to the wall.
What about me? Where's my home?
Definitely not here. You haven't changed a bit. You couldn't be bothered to turn up at dawn this morning because you're too lazy. Then you expected me to go all over the instructions again just for you in your selfish way. Well, you can't anymore. Just go. Anywhere you like. Away from here. And don't come back unless you bring with you evidence that you've learned how to give your time to help and share with others.
Where shall I?
Go. Now.
Tree snapped the branch so sharply under Cuckoo that she leapt into the air, turned towards the wood, flapped her wings and didn't look back, without even a cuckoo of protest. Tree shrugged her branches, gathered her bark closer around her and indicated that she needed quiet.
Haven't heard or seen any movement below from Mole. We'll just have to wait. I feel tired. Very tired.
With that, Tree lowered her branches slowly into the pile of debris around her and fell into a deep sleep. Meanwhile, underground, two rabbits, Rab and Rob, were huddled together. They were frightened, for although the canopy of Tree's roots had protected them from being crushed by the dramatic fall of earth above them, all the exit burrows had been blocked. There was no way down because of the layers of rock below them. They were stuck, and they were frightened. No light, little air, and no hope of being able to get out without help from outside. And they were hungry and thirsty.
Oh, what can we do?
Can't do anything. Just wait.
But what if nobody comes?
Don't know. Don't know. There is one thing we could do.
What's that?
We can sing.
Sing what?
Sing together. Two voices will be louder than one.
Oh, worth a try. What shall we sing?
Our burrow song.
Oh, I don't know the words.
Then I'll teach you. Deep inside our burrow, in our comfy earthy home,
Oh,
we're glad we took the trouble, 'cause it's lovely, roomy and warm. A place to be at the end of each day, when we've worked and played and fed. Somewhere to share that's safe and snug, to rest our weary heads. To rest our weary heads. To rest our weary heads.
that's a lullaby. Oh, makes me want to sleep. And we mustn't sleep. Got to keep awake.
If we're singing it, then we won't be asleep.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Will you come up with a better idea?
Are you arguing with me?
I
I
am.
don't think this is the
I
time to
think
be
you
arguing.
should be
We're
nice
stuck
to
underground
me.
and we're stuck.
That's not nice. I know. What about 10 little rabbits?
Don't know all the verses.
Oh, then let's make them up. I'll start and you join in and help me if I get stuck.
Oh,
10 little rabbits playing round a mine. One skidded into it and then there was 9. 9 little rabbits squeezing under a gate. One got stuck and then there were 8. 8 little rabbits gazing up to heaven. One wasn't looking and then there were 7. 7 little rabbits picking up sticks. One met a fox and then there were 6. 6.
Oh, 6, yeah.
6 little rabbits sniffing round a hive. A swarm of bees surrounded one, and then there were 5. 5 little rabbits running on a moor. One got lost, and then there were 4. 4 little rabbits were invited to tea. One forgot where to go, and then there were 3. 3 little rabbits heard a cow shout moo. One leapt out of his skin, and then there were 2.
Mole had been paddling away, scuffing up earth. Then, so faintly that Mole had to stop breathing to make sure she wasn't hearing things, an old song started to slide along one of Tree's roots overhead. Mole started breathing again. She knew she had found the rabbits, and more importantly, they were still alive. Powering ahead like a rotivator, she dug her way toward the song.
2 little rabbits burrowing in a hole, and as they scrambled and scrambled, they came upon Mole!
Rob and Rab tumbled over each other as they hugged and mugged with Mole. Then they sat down for a moment, catching their breath.
You have to stick close to me and pass the soil behind you as we move.
Rob and Rab formed a conveyor belt line behind Mole, and they slowly, carefully, and wearily worked their way towards the entrance of the burrow. After what seemed an age, Mole broke through the soil, and a rush of air passed over her. She was unaware of a flurry of movement above and around the tree as wren, bee, butterfly, blackbird, mouse, and even a back-to-front owl were looking anxiously at the space behind her. Then a soil-smudged Rob appeared, followed by a stumbling, shuffling Rab.
Oh, ow!
There was so much attention being paid to Mole and the rabbits that no one noticed that Tree had dropped lower into her branches. That is, apart from Owl.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Amidst the excitement, Owl's hoots finally penetrated. One by one, the gathering turned their focus towards Tree, who was now slumped upon her canopy. Owl managed to stagger away from the entrance to his home, disturbing Butterfly, who had settled upon a tumble of stones.
Are you all right? Tree? Tree? Are you okay?
I think she's asleep.
Don't think so.
How do you know, Mole? Your eyesight isn't so good.
Don't need to see that something's wrong.
Leave her be. She's asleep.
What about me? My home, look at it. The entrance is underneath Tree's trunk, buried in a pile of buckled branches. Oh, my wings killing me, and it's cold. I want my nest.
Well, you'll have to wait until she's awake. Just think what Tree has been through. And it's because of us that she called Storm. She wanted rid of us. She couldn't cope with our arguing and being nasty to each other any longer. And Storm came and we're lucky to be alive and still here. It's a miracle.
Everyone stopped what they were doing at this extraordinary response from Mouse. It was as though they had discovered her for the first time. They shifted about uncomfortably, and it was some time before they turned slowly towards Mouse, who had taken up a prominent position in the branches above Tree's head.
Well, Mouse, what do you suggest we do?
I don't know.
Meanwhile, Rab, Rob and Mole had folded into a weary heap against the tumbled wall. Blackbird and wren hovered above Tree, trying to freshen the air by fanning her with their wings. Bee buzzed in and out of the tangle of branches, ignoring Owl. Then Butterfly flew close to Tree.
Are you all right? Tree, are you okay? Listen. No, listen. There. I can feel it. Wind. It's coming this way.
A distant crack and grumble could be heard, and the sky was definitely darkening.
Oh, no! It's Tree's friend Storm returning to see how she is. I can't cope with another thrashing like the last time. Where can I go? Wake up, Tree! Come on! Tree! Wake up!
Owl started jumping up and down on the branches on the crown of the tree and quickly stopped as he jarred his injured wing.
Oh! What to do? Must find a safe place.
By this time, Storm was close by. The rumbles of thunder were getting closer, followed by flashes of lightning. The area around the silent, slumped tree quickly emptied as blackbird and wren flew to their nests in the upper jungle of the hawthorn bush. Rab and Rob retreated to the dense, dark thicket at Tree's base. Mole slid into a hole beside one of Tree's exposed roots. As Bee and Butterfly, buffeted by the advancing wind, struggled desperately to make any headway to shelter, Mouse indicated to follow her to the entrance of her home in the wall. Fortunately, Mouse and Bee managed to get there, but Butterfly was caught in a swirling spiral of rushing air and was thrown amidst the tangle of branches on the forehead of the unconscious Tree. The smoke-black sky opened its hooded cloak to reveal the screaming face of Wind, bloated cheeks below grinning, bulging eyes, preparing to play its final game of havoc amidst the terrified, cringing creatures. And it stopped, hovering above the exposed spot where Butterfly was flattened against a branch. A terrifying silence followed.
Butterfly, are you the only one here?
Butterfly wrapped herself so tightly that she almost disappeared amidst the furrows in Tree's bark. It was at this moment that Wind looked more closely and realized that the bent tangle of branches above the trunk resembled his old pal, Tree.
Tree? Tree, it's me, Wind. I've come to check up, to see how you are. I said I would. Tree, are you all right?
No, she's not. She's been like this for a while, and no one can wake her. We think she's either unconscious or...
Butterfly closed her wings as Wind puffed away from her and started to swish around Tree, looking for signs of life.
This is no good. No good at all.
Your fault. You not only got rid of all the homes of all the creatures that were lodging with Tree, you've ended up getting rid of her. I think she's dying, and there's nothing we can do to help her.
With that, Butterfly opened her wings and drifted to the wall before lowering herself into the gap between two large stones. At this point, Wind became aware of lots of eyes, beaks, and noses peeking out from their hiding places. Amazed at Butterfly's courage for daring to challenge Wind, and curious as to Wind's reaction.
There's only one thing for it. Where are you, sun? I need your light. To open the darkness, use all your might. To help my friend, unwell, in pain, to bring her old body to life once again. Parting clouds, billowing black, rain and thunderclaps ready to crack. Now lightning, prepare, this is for me. Uncoil, zigzag, and waken friend Tree.
The landscape crackled with energy as a flash of lightning arched across the sky and struck Tree's trunk. Her grey bark opened, revealing the hollow inside, at the bottom of which was the remains of Owl's nest. Tree lifted her limp head off the ground for a moment. and then dropped it down heavily.
Again!
Hardly had the word left his lips when a second bolt, larger than the first, struck again. This time it sliced through one of the leaning branches, causing Tree to slump evenly onto the ground.
Again!
As the lightning hit Tree at the centre of her tangled roots, there was a long pause. Then Tree arched her trunk, uttered a groan, and lifted herself upwards with branches and roots writhing and wincing with pain. She settled into a crazy angle, looking upwards into the sky. Then Tree opened her eyes slowly, blinked many times, and coughed loudly.
Thank you. Thank you, Wind.
Gradually, all the creatures reappeared from their hiding places and began clearing up the chaos which surrounded them. As they did so, Tree responded to the many questions they brought to her. Even in the rain that followed, everyone pitched in, helping each other. By the time the black clouds drifted over the wood and the sun had begun to beam across the meadow, a large rainbow arrived. One of its ends seemed to settle on the tumble of wall. When all the broken branches, spindles of leaves, tumbles of grasses, ferns and twigs had been cleared, Tree started to stretch upwards towards the heat of the new sun. Looking like the familiar Tree of old, she lowered her eyes and looked down from her canopy to the ground below. She was surprised to see that she was surrounded by a circle of all the creatures who lived with her. They gently took hold of each other and hugged Tree about her trunk before slowly going back to their homes. And so it was that the old oak tree continued to become a resting place for the many generations of creatures who needed a secure home. Many years later, Tree eventually and contentedly sank closer to the ground. A number of her acorns, who had established themselves into fine trees over many years, spread into a beautiful plantation. Everyone who lived there played there, remembered the stories of many years ago, and called it Oakwood. And, although you may find it hard to believe, a generation of cuckoos eventually learned how to make their own nests. You have been listening to Tree Spirit, written by David Griffiths, with illustrations by Nicola Turner. Music for Rab's Lullaby, written by Steve Newby. This recording was brought to you by Martin and Steve Attmore. The characters were voiced by Suha Al-khayyat, Susie Bond, Iris Dipple, Rachel George, William Males, Catherine Walston, and Peter Wickham. And the narrator was me, Alan Orme.